at least you tried. Imagine yourself being 40 years old, 50 years old, even 60, right? Um, and let's say you're 50 years old, right? Just for this example, you're 50 years old, you're sitting in your house on the couch, and you're reflecting a bit, you're thinking about your life, and you're sitting there and you're kind of regretting. You're thinking about your 20s, you're thinking about your 30s, you're thinking about the opportunities you had, right? That girl that you could have approached, or the girls that you could have approached, the opportunities you could have taken um, to improve your situation, right? Maybe earn more money, or maybe, change the circumstances of your life back then that could have changed the trajectory of where you are now. You think of all these scenarios, but now it's too late. You're sitting there, you're 50, maybe you're 60, and you regret, right? Back then, when you were 20 years old, 30 years old, you didn't think about that, right? Because that fear was there. You were so scared. So that was a little story. And don't worry if you're 50 or 60. Like, the point of what I've said, the point of the story is that being a try hard is absolutely the most important thing you can do in life. You know, um, if you're a person willing to try, first of all, let me say this: trying. I understand that, guys. Like, let me give you my example. Right, I'm a try hard. I'm someone that's willing to go lengths. Like, for example, today, right? I literally worked night shift, right? I worked at the bakery. So, and I worked Sunday, so I did a lot of work, and I was really tired. Like, I was sweating. I might look a little tired right now. And I come to my second job, and I see my colleague, right? And he thinks I just woke up, right? I don't tell him a thing. He has no idea that I've been grinding at night. Um, you know. So I just come in the morning and I just greet him, and we do our procedure, right? We do the thing. So I'm saying that to tell you guys that in my life I fucking tried. Like, I've been trying hard. Even if I don't accomplish the things that I want to accomplish in my life, at least I tried. At least I fucking tried. And that to me is really what matters, right? Because you have to think, guys, like, you didn't have any control to be born here. Nobody asked to be born here. You're born here in this life, and you have the circumstances and the situation you're in, right? You have the genetics that determines who you are, essentially. And there's not much you can do to change that, right? So it's as if the universe dealt cards, like limited amounts of cards, that you have to play with, right? You can't get cards from another player, right? You have to play with the cards that you've been dealt with. And you have two choices, right? You can either look at your cards and you can determine that, oh, I have bad cards, so you give up. Or you can try your fucking best to win by playing the cards the best way possible, right? And that's what I'm doing right now, guys. Because to me, I want to die. Like, even if I become, let's say, 60 years old, right? Or 50, and I haven't accomplished anything, right? There's nothing in my life that would suggest that I've been trying hard or trying to get anything, right? Of course, it's a very unlikely that that's going to happen unless I do something stupid, but I just want to give my idea or my thought across that, to me, knowing that I did my absolute best in my 20s and my 30s, that is enough for me. I don't need to have materialistic things to reflect the things that I've done in my life, right? Because I tell you guys, like, at the end of the day, what makes the character isn't the items that you own, but it's the person that you are within, right? It's the inner world, inside here, everything inside, right? That's what's gonna make you happy, not the things outside. They're not gonna make you happy. They're not gonna be anything because that can be taken at any time, right? That can be destroyed. It's not solid. What's solid is what's inside. Nobody can take what you are, what you have become. So, and that's the thing, guys. Like when you look at someone else, right? You look at another person, and you see that they have things that you might have, might want to have. It's like, from my perspective, it's like I mean, I'm happy for them, right? But I don't envy them because I'm dealing with myself, you know? I'm dealing with myself. And I want to do everything in my power to get what I want. Of course, I'm aware that maybe I'm not doing the best way, right? Because maybe I need to hire a mentor, maybe I need to change something, but it doesn't fucking matter because my intentions, right, in my soul, I can feel that I really tried. I really tried, guys. I'm telling you guys, like, and I feel this when I'm the most tired. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, when I was working today earlier, I was so tired. I wanted to just wave the flag and just give up, you know? And then when it's over, when it's finally over, you get the sensation of like, I mean, you're coming back, right, to yourself, like, because you've been in, at least the job that I'm doing, it's so intense that, it's too much, it's too much. But when it slows down and stops, it's like you start to come back to yourself. And yeah, guys, I'm just sharing this to tell you that I'm not necessarily saying that's how you should feel, but me feeling like that lets me know that I'm doing my absolute best, you know? And I am aware there's so way more I can do in my life. So if you aren't trying hard in life, I need you to think about it because just imagine like yourself being 50, 60, or whatever age, right? Whatever your age is, add 20 years to it, 10, 20 years, right? Imagine yourself then. You don't want that, right? You don't want to have regret. So don't be afraid to try hard, right? Don't be afraid to do it. So that's it, guys. Just a little video there. At least you tried. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.